Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I want to talk about the Samsung Galaxy S22, particularly the Ultra, and how Samsung missed a really big opportunity here that I think could have paid off dividends and made people a lot happier about what's going on. So nobody, I think, at this point is a stranger to the idea that the S22 Ultra is the Note. And of course the Note was canceled for 2021. There was no Note 21, no Note 21 Ultra. They straight up skipped it, said, we're not making it anymore. And then they basically just passed the buck on down the road till the S22, and they took over the S22 Ultra. So now that's basically what we have, is we have effectively a Note 22 Ultra, for lack of better terminology, because that's exactly what it is. But there's one thing missing, and something that I think the marketplace is going to miss, and I think something a lot of people are going to miss. There's no smaller version. There's no cheaper model. When you look at the Note, the last one, the Note 20 Ultra, there was the Note 20. You look at the Note 10 Plus, there was the Note 10. We kind of got used to this idea of having a smaller Note. Not everybody wants the gigantic one. 6.8 inches, $1,199 introductory price. The regular Note was smaller and it was less expensive. So when you look at the market now, there's basically two phones that have a stylus. You have the Moto G Stylus, you have the S22 Ultra. And the funny thing is Motorola has doubled down over the last year or so and put out several of these phones. Why? Because there's a place, an opening in the market space for it, because LG has left and there's a vacuum inside that low budget sector for a stylus phone. We had the LG Stylo, which a lot of people really liked. So there's no LG Stylo, there's no regular Note, there's no smaller, less expensive S22 model with a stylus, so you only have the $1,199 S22 Ultra, and then you have like the $299 or whatever the price is. I know it's less than $300, the Moto G Stylus. Now, I was actually thinking about getting one of those to test out. Let me know what you think in the comments if that's something you want me to check out. I think I did a poll about it recently. I know there's some interest in it, and there's not a lot out there in the stylus world nowadays because, well, LG's gone. I mean, at least their phones like the LG Velvet and the V60 had the Wacom stylus support, so you could kind of do that. Not a whole lot of stylus action going on out there in the smartphone world. So I feel like Samsung left some customers behind here because in the last couple of years we've had two different sizes, two different price points for the Note. And I think that's important because there was the less spec model. It was like, okay, we'll give you the same processor. Of course, there was a level of hate and discontent with the Note 20. And I think maybe even MKBHD called it like maybe the worst phone of the year 2 years ago. It didn't have a good place in this world because it was overpriced. It had a plastic back. We don't really have a whole lot of heartburn about the idea of a plastic backed phone, but when it's supposed to be a premium line phone and then you put a plastic back on it, you give it 1080p, it's got 60 hertz. Yeah, that's not really going to do it for a lot of people at $1,000, which is funny because there was a lot of discontent over the Note 20, but then you look at the S22 Plus, which is $1,000, has no stylus, inferior camera, and also has a 1080p screen. Not a whole lot of frustration there. I mean, I have some. I made a whole video about it, but most other people seem to be okay with it. So, anyway, I think when it comes to the S22 and the S22 Ultra, I think Samsung really could have, I think they could have hit one out of the park here. I'd really like to see more of a wider adoption of having the S Pen available for their phones because that could be their thing. A lot of people look to Samsung for stylus phones. That's why they added it in with the Fold. The Fold 3 has stylus support. The S22 has stylus support. It would kind of make sense. Of course, they want you to pay more money for that. They don't want somebody to be able to walk in off the street and get a $500 phone with a stylus because then you won't buy the $1,200 or the $1,799 one. I get it. Business S Penomics. It's one of those things. But at the same point in time, there's a big vacuum there. And there's a lot of people who would probably otherwise like to have a stylus, have that S Pen support in their phone, and you just can't go get one. Your options are a Moto G Stylus or an S22 Ultra. And those are $1,000 apart basically in price, roughly. So that's something that I really wish that Samsung would have done. I wish they would have had two models, but then we would have four models of the S22. Nobody, I think, wants to see an S22, an S22 Plus, an S22 Ultra, and like what, an S22 Ultra Lite? And then we'll have even more names in there. And that's why I feel like the line should stay separate because we're now missing something. There's one, like Samsung was always known for making every phone at basically every price point And now there's a chunk missing. We don't have that. We don't have the dedicated Note anymore. We now have this conglomerated version that's basically taken over the S series and no Note, and now we have the Fold that's going to be in the fall. So you can buy the Fold, which comes in at $17.99, or you can buy the S22 Ultra, which is $11.99. There's no other option. There's no lower tier option, and that creates a problem for people who don't want to spend $1 million on a phone. And also there's that market share that's there for grabs now where Motorola has taken advantage of it. Motorola has increased their market share probably more than anybody over the last year since LG departed the smartphone space. So not a long video today, but this is a topic I wanted to talk about because I thought that it was interesting. I really feel like Samsung kind of messed up here. They left some customers behind. Motorola or somebody else will probably step up and offer something to give those customers a home. But Samsung could be the guy that's known as the S Pen. They could be the stylus phone guy and not just the really expensive stylus phone guy, and they could make some people happy. Even like a $799 version, maybe like a S22 Ultra FE. I mean, I don't really care what you call it, but I feel like there's a place for that phone and it doesn't exist anymore. So what do you think? Do you think there should be a cheaper version of the S22 Ultra? Do you think there should be something that's less than $1,000 that comes from Samsung that has an S Pen? I think there should be, and I think it's worth talking about. So go down in the comment section, we'll talk about it. Do you think Samsung messed up? Do you think that Motorola is going to capture this and take advantage of it? I think so. So that's all I've got for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.